can't imagine. Look in the mirror, my decision staring back at me. Seeing my scars on my body, I just can't believe how far I've come, how far I'll go to do what's best for me. I'll do whatever it takes to see it through. I've spent my whole life looking for me beyond the gray blue sky. Now I believe, and I had to climb to break the what's inside. Now I gave my whole life new direction. Now I can imagine. Can't imagine all alone on an open road. I feel free. Deep in the night, I'm the light. Now I can see. I'm free from the judgment, free from the bondage, free from everything that was me. Now I can spread my wings and soar. Whoa. Now I gave my whole life new direction. Now I can imagine. No matter how far, no matter how fast, I believe in me. I know that I can last. Each breath, a step I take, no looking back. Now I know who I am. I've spent my whole life looking for me beyond the great blue sky. Now I believe I had to climb to break the what's inside. Now I gave my whole life no direction. Now I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
What's up? What's going down, you guys? Hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can, say hello out there. It is time for a little bit more circle talk. And I do apologize for the late arrival. I know I said 7:30 on the podcast, but it was actually 8. So that was my fault. I should have changed the time before I posted it. But we are here today for a little bit of conversation, a little bit of throwback to the old, to the new, and we're going to learn a little bit more about my good friend Kiari Mhoon. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for supporting. If you can, make sure you share it out. Let people know that we're on, we're live, we're going to be live, doing what we do best, and that's, talking to good people doing great things in our community. And so I want to give a huge shout out to my sponsors, first and foremost, iShotcha.com. If you guys are looking for anybody locally to get you done right as far as your pictures go, as you guys can see, the 2 pictures of my daughters and my son in the back, my good guy, Marvin Patterson, took those. All you have to do is hit him up, Icon ENT, and he'll make sure that he will get you done at a reasonable price. Next, I want to go to the Icon ENT Travel Bus Extravaganza. If you guys are going to any major events locally or out of the state or out of the city, I should say, all you have to do is hit up Icon ENT. My guy, Junior Thomas, is in charge of the party bus extravaganza. He's going to get you there in style. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you ask him and tell him I sent you. So Icon ENT. Next, I'm gonna give it out to the Chaya Movement, Chaya Fashion. My girl Zakia. Thank you so much for your continual amazing work that you do in the community, which you're turning rags to riches and then giving them to people at a really cheap price. So please make sure you guys go to the Chaya Movement, ChayaFashion.com, and check out what she has in store for you guys. Last but not least, Intentions Juice and Smoothies Bar. Make sure you guys go down to Intentions on 52nd and South Tacoma Way. It's not too far from where I'm at. Get you some good, healthy smoothies, bowls. You can buy you a nice. She has a little bit of everything, you guys. I'm just very impressed by this woman and all of the excellence that she has been doing in our community this year. I have been honored to be a part of the journey as well. And I'm really excited for her future. She's got 2 stores open now, and she's working on a 3rd one right here in Tacoma. So make sure you guys go and hit up Intentions Juicy Small Juice and Smoothie Bar and tell them I sent you. All right. Without further ado, I'm going to bring in the man of the hour. Thank you so much, everybody. Make sure you guys share it out. Love y'all. We're going to bring in Kiari Mhoon, the man.
What's going on, baby? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, I do apologize for that, bro. Like, I was literally like touching buttons trying to figure out, when
Yeah,
to.
this technology these days are crazy. So I totally understand. But I'm just so grateful, David, for you having me on and giving me an opportunity to, speak to the people, catch up with you,
Yeah.
and just fellowship. And I just can't wait to dive into this interview. So yeah.
Well, you know what? Like you said, I'm happy you're here because it's been a while since we talked. And I
Yeah.
know you've been doing a lot of different things, which we're going to jump into and talk a little bit about. But first and foremost, I can imagine that song.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an amazing song.
Let's
Girl.
talk
Like,
about it.
tell me a little bit about the creation of this song. Did you write it? Did someone else write it for you? Let me know a little bit about this song and what it actually means.
Right. So, to be quite frank with you, there was a lot of drama surrounding the song.
Okay.
Um, Correct. Right. So there's a lot of drama. It's a beautiful song. So I did write the song. However, I did have a co-writer, as well, slash producer, engineer
Yeah.
that composed the song. And so there was a lot of like technical things going on in that aspect. But to your question, the creation of the song came from a very vulnerable place. It came from my childhood. It came from, me going through something, an event in my life, that I would never forget or never wish on my, worst enemy.
Yeah.
But basically, I got burned, 3rd degree and 1st degree burns on my chest. And when I start off the song, look in the mirror, my decision staring back at me. I was looking myself in the mirror, seeing my chest changed, seeing my inside change. You know what I'm saying, as well as my outside. That I look different. I look very different than what I did before. And it was like my decisions are staring right back at me, and I have to face those. So that's where that song came from, and it was a very deep song. And truth be told, I did not start writing music like that until recent, honestly. That was very vulnerable and very, because I just let go of the image or the facade of being cool or being perfect or being whatever. And it's like, okay, now I'm going to tell my story.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's where that song came from.
That's such an amazing point. Finally getting to a place where you're comfortable in your own skin to just say, you know what, who cares what everybody else thinks? Let me just be me and just let it go. So,
right.
So let's talk about the album. The album's called Imagine.
Yeah, the album's called Imagine. Yes.
Right? Let's talk about it.
Yes. So the album is called Imagine and is titled Imagine because I just was one day I was just thinking, and it was the, let me say this, the title of the album
Mhm.
came before the song I Can Imagine.
Okay.
It came before that, and I just wanted something that was inspirational, something that meant something to me.
Mhm.
Every time I go into the recording studio or go in, for a writing session or, you know, on stage, I've imagined all of this.
Right.
Everything that's happened in my life, I've dreamt of it, and it's like I can imagine. So I just was like, imagine, imagine, and this is for anyone, imagine yourself, being where you want to be. And that's kind of where the name came from.
Mm, absolutely. And and I really love what you have, the path that you've chosen with your album. You keep it pretty real. I mean,
Yeah.
the songs are such amazing lyrics, and obviously, from the first time I met you, I've always thought you was one of the top vocalists that I met. We met
Oh,
back in 2020, and I
yeah.
still remember the first time hearing you sing live. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been impressed with just you as an individual. And so for me,
That means a
I want to
lot.
I want to talk about just a few different things that we may not have touched on the first time, and and I think this one in particular, um, being on The Voice, a lot of people may not have know this about you that are watching, and they may have, but you were once on The Voice.
Yeah.
Tell about that experience. What you learn about yourself being on something as major as The Voice.
Oh my God. I learned so much so quickly. Am, I learned that I was literally made for this.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is that when you have a calling on your life, when you're operating in your purpose, nothing feels unfamiliar when you're operating in your purpose.
Yeah.
So being there, I felt in my comfort zone. I didn't feel nervous. And I know this is kind of peeling back the curtain, but before I even went out on stage, they were like, rub your hands together, make it look like you're nervous or whatever. And I'm like, that's not me.
Right.
That's
Right.
not me. I was born to do this. And most people don't know, but I was a part of the group called Unborn Gift International Ministry, where I traveled around a lot as a kid,
Yeah.
from 8 on up until I was about 16 years old. I traveled around everywhere.
Wow.
And I've been on stage all my life. And so, with that, I learned that number one, I was made for it, and number two, that I have to lead with pure intentions and be 100% authentically me.
Mhm.
I can't be anybody else. I have to be me, and I have to tell my story.
Yes.
And so on that journey, and again, like, it was just so much that I learned. I came out to the world, to the nation, to everybody, like, hey, I am, part of the LGBTQIA plus elemental P community. And it
Yeah.
was like people, again, it was a realization for me that once this story was told, there's no going back.
Absolutely.
And I know this for a fact that no one can tell your story better than you can tell it.
Yes.
So I would rather tell my story than let a narrative get out here that's not even close to what it is. And so that's what I learned from being on The Voice and working with, John Legend. Getting literally in front of my idol. I looked up to him as a kid. I still do. But hearing him say, Kiari, that note was perfect. Like hearing him say stuff like that, I was just like, he's talking about me and my voice, you know. And again, like I didn't need any validation, but to hear a person that I grew up listening to, um, and kind of studying, throughout the years, I was just, again, it was a surreal moment. So I've learned a lot. I learned a lot from The Voice. I learned a lot about production. I learned a lot about songwriting. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about just life being there. And this was during the quarantine. This was during at the height of COVID,
Right.
where we didn't have a live audience. We had screens on the wall,
Right.
and like the people were in these little boxes, and then you had to basically, I went back to when I was 13 years old, in my grandmother's back room, and I went back there, and I had to go back there mentally and challenge myself. Okay, I've been here before, so let's go. And so again, all in all, it was a very, very, again, a surreal experience, meeting John Legend, Blake Shelton, Kelly Clarkson, and Gwen Stefani, meeting them, and seeing them in person was major for me.
Yeah.
And again, there's so much more. There's so much more that I can't wait to get into. But I learned a lot. To answer your question, I learned a lot.
So let's we're gonna stay right here, but I wanna throw this and you can answer it whichever way you feel like it. But what is one thing that you can say you took from the whole experience out of everything that you have heard, that you heard from John Legend, Kelly Clarkson, all these amazing, singers that are millionaires making, buku bucks with phenomenal voices and playing all that stuff. What is the one thing that you can say you'll never ever forget about that experience?
That's such a loaded question. Let me see. One thing that I would never, ever, ever forget about that experience is the show must go on.
Okay. Yeah.
The show must go on.
Absolutely. Facts.
It don't stop. It don't stop. And if I can, I want to elaborate on that just a little bit, if you will.
For sure.
So before I went out on stage, right, before it all even happened, right, I was in my hotel room and I was all dressed up. I had, hair, makeup, all that stuff done already.
Mm-hmm.
And my performance, my showtime got pushed back like 6-7 hours.
Wow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was waiting and I didn't eat. I only ate a banana because that was something that was light. I hate eating right before I perform. So I remember just like thinking to myself, like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like I'm going to pass out on stage. Like this is crazy. So all the time went by and then I got picked up in the shuttle. So they carry you from the hotel to Universal Studios. And from there, I just kept thinking to myself, like, oh my God, I didn't eat anything. I'm about to, I was in my head, I was all in my head.
Yeah.
And then right before I was about to get on stage, I was walking out. This is like, when they was telling me rubber hand scale and all that kind of crazy stuff. So I was walking out and then the drummer over my right shoulder was like, go get him. And that's all it took. And the switch just came on and I lit up. I lit up and it was like, okay, this is it. I'm not going to crack on this moment because again, up until that very moment, I was feeling so depleted and like frustrated and angry almost. And like, why did they delay this for me? Why? They messing up my mind and what I got going on. So it was like, again, the show must go on. And no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard or tough it gets, get on that stage or go to that job or go to that wherever you work and give it your best, give it all you got, because that might be your last opportunity.
Absolutely. Great. Great
So
answer. It's a great
that's
answer.
what I got. The show must go on.
Absolutely. I mean, it don't get any better than that. It's facts. I mean, we see it all the time. We see some phenomenal singers that go up on stage and, they may have one little mishap. Unfortunately, that little mishap may prevent you from moving to the next round, but
Right,
that's
correct.
how the show is, show must continue, unfortunately, you decided you wanted to stay out later than everybody else. And
Right.
it is. You're on stage and it's going to hit you and put you in an unfortunate position. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
Yeah. Right.
let's talk
Right.
about let's talk about family.
Mhm.
I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit, but
Yeah, that's
I
fine. I
know
like it. I love it. I
I
love it. I love it.
noticed I noticed when I was putting your video together today, that you had posted something about your mom. How important is your family to you? How important is your mother to you?
Mm. Oh man. My mother is the backbone of everything that I've done. Everything that I've done is literally an extension of her. And what I mean by that is, all the hard work she's put in to, making me the person that I am today is not in vain. Everything that I do, I try to do it with, a kind heart. I try to do it with love, like she would do it.
Yeah.
And it's because of her that I don't lose my way. Every time I need some realness, I can call her and she's always there to give me some realness. And it always humbles me. It always brings me down, to the ground level to tell me like, hey, this is real life. This is not social media. This is real, and so my mom has always been that realness. I promise. Like if you've ever, I can't wait. I want to actually like in the future bring her on and like have her
Yeah.
do an interview with me.
Have
But
her
like
come through.
she is the realest person you will ever meet in your entire life. She
Yeah.
is very candid, very frank, very upfront, blunt.
Keeps it
Don't
blunt,
hold back. Hey, she is that girl. She is that girl. And I love my mom so much because she's taught me so much. I just remember the lessons that she taught me as a kid, on her day off. Um, I remember this like it was yesterday. I had a great opportunity to be in the Radio Jacko play, right? And I was so excited about it. And my mom was off. She was off from work. So I was like, oh my God, this is a perfect opportunity for her to drop me off over there and like land this audition. And so my mom was like, this is my off day. If
Yeah.
you want something, you got to go out and get it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she really just told me that. And it's like pouring down, raining outside. I'm talking about pouring down, raining. And I just sit in bed and I was like, wow, she really is challenging me right now. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna show her. Oh, and I did. So I put on my bubble coat.
Yeah.
I said, hey, mom, I'm going to this audition. She couldn't believe it. She
Yeah.
could not believe it. I walked out the door. It was pouring raining. I mean, it was raining cats and dogs. Like it was raining really, really hard. I walked about 2 miles to the audition. And like halfway through it, I started dancing in the rain. I
Okay.
started dancing in the rain because I was so inspired. Even though it was raining, I was so inspired because I was doing something that I love to do and I was chasing my dreams. And so when I got there, the producer seen that I was like all drenched and soaked wet. And it was like, wait a minute, what is going on? Despite all that, I took off my jacket. I pulled out the script. I looked over it a couple times. I put it down, landed the part.
Nice.
And I was on that stage.
Awesome. That's
So
amazing.
she taught me if you want something, you got to go get it.
Go get it. Go get it.
Yeah.
Okay. And since we're still on family, let's stay on that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your partner. How important has he been in your your journey, not just in music, but you've been doing a little bit of acting here and there. You could created your own little YouTube
Yeah.
channel, and how important has he been to you in everything that you do?
So, my husband, my spouse, Darion, he has been very, very instrumental in making sure I keep it real. And what I mean by that is that every time that I create something or do something, he's always kind of looking at it from a different perspective, going, okay, how can we make this you though?
Mhm.
How can we make this sound like you or look like you, stuff like that. And
Right.
so taking his advice, incorporating it, him being very supportive, with everything that I do, that's not one thing that he was just like, no, that's crappy. Like, no idea to him is a terrible idea. Of course, it may not make sense in the moment, but he's always supportive of it. And that's one thing that kept me and him together, is that we're a great support system for each other. It's not just, even though, to the world, to the social media, it may look like he just supports everything that I do, but vice versa, I support everything that he does as well. And super, super, excited for him. But again, he means a lot to me,
Yeah.
more than words can even make up, because I can trust him. I can trust his judgment. I can, walk with him blindly. And I'm sure, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be where I need to be, with holding his hand. Um, I remember, um, the first celebrity that I ever opened up for was Hunter Hayes.
Okay.
And Darion, my husband, he was, taking me around to all these different places, auditioning and stuff like that. And mind you, I had never opened up for a celebrity ever, like ever.
Right.
And so this is the first one, in Washington State.
Oh,
And yeah, in Washington State, at the Evergreen State Fair. That's where I
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And oh my God, let me tell you, he was the loudest. He was the first one, to clap. He was the
Yeah.
first one to sing along. He was the first one to, dance with me whenever I'm dancing. Like, he was just my number one, is my number one cheerleader,
Yeah.
and it's so great to look out in the audience and to see him there. And I just get this big old, Kool-Aid smile on my face, like, oh my God, my support system's right there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because it's great. It's great. It's good seeing your fans and fans and, friends in the audience. But it's another thing to actually see the driving force. What drives you,
Yeah.
and what motivates you. And he motivates me. He drives me, to be a better person, to be a better musician, to be a better artist, to be a better son, a better grandson. Like, he just motivates me in so many different ways. Like I said, it's all inspiring in itself, and I'm just so grateful to have someone, um, of that magnitude in my life. I'm very blessed of that, and I will forever, um, hold on to that closely. So
Well, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say hello.
yeah, I definitely will.
You
I
know.
definitely
Um,
will. Yeah.
so just right now, since we're just talking about just family and these beautiful things, I got one question, and it's just, can you tell everyone that's watching about just a challenging time when maybe you were auditioning for something, or you was performing and you felt like you were being attacked or disrespected by someone, and how did you handle it?
Well, I thank God that I've never experienced that. Honestly, honestly.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, but honestly,
Good.
I've never experienced that. But if I were to be in those situations of being, what did you say? You said disrespected, like during like an audition,
Yeah,
or
an audition, or you was performing and you seen somebody in the audience giving you some weird looks, flipping you off, or whatever the case may
you
be,
know.
being
So
disrespected.
with me, I would say this happens before the performance.
Mhm.
Um, I can honestly say that if something makes me mad, prior to going on stage, I use that as like, you know, fuel or ammunition. Because when I get on stage, I'm just like, I'm just like firing off all the emotions and firing off, on all cylinders and really giving every ounce of my being to people.
Yeah.
Especially when something makes me mad, it makes me perform harder.
Mm.
It lights a fire under my butt. I kind of like, a little, friction before the
Surprise here and
performance.
there.
When stuff, yeah, when stuff don't go as like planned or something
Right.
like that, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show them. That's the kind of attitude I had. Like if it's a time delay, or if somebody's trying to, move me down the line of some people
Yeah.
to perform, and they're like, okay, you got to be in this slot instead of this slot. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll show you. I'll show you why you should have put me where I needed to be.
Right.
It's every single time, without fail, I succeed and I learn so much from those situations. And it's like I am able to I thrive. I thrive in it.
That's a beautiful thing. It's amazing though, because I wish I could be in your shoes. I feel like people be testing me all the time. They
Yeah.
want to see me snap, and I just be like, okay, I got you. I got you.
Right, right,
And
right.
just take a deep breath and just exhale. And okay,
Yeah,
I'm ready. Let's go. And just get through it. Like you
yeah,
said, take it and use it as fuel for what you're trying to accomplish. And that's,
correct, correct.
share your God-given talent with the world.
Right, right,
So
right. No matter what.
let's talk about. I found this picture, and it was a picture of you
Oh Lord.
coming to
Oh
America.
God.
Tell us a
Oh,
little.
the Coming to America picture.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
tell me a little bit
So
about that. What was going on there?
the Coming to America picture. So actually Darian it was a surprise party for Darian that
Okay.
I put together. I flew in, his friends, to be a part of this celebration, this welcome home, welcome back celebration. I forget where he was coming from, but he was coming back from wherever he was coming from.
Mhm.
And I was like, I want to do a Coming to America theme. I want to do
Yeah.
something that, just puts us in the city and, just like, throw a little pizzazz on it. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so one of his best friends that he got deployed with, or she was out there before him and they kind of like met, I ended up surprising him with her there too.
Nice.
And her name is Nina, and she's like she's just everything, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my God, this if the buildings, if the signs, if the wallpaper don't do it, I know she's gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was like, man, but that's kind of how the Coming to America theme happened, and it just turned into its own thing. And I didn't know that people were gonna like take it to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people were coming in their best gowns, and I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah. It was a
It
cool
was
picture.
amazing.
It was a cool picture. I had to
Yeah.
ask about it. I was like, man, that looked like it was cool. Whatever they were doing, it looked like a
It
lot of fun.
was a lot of fun. We had a lot of drinks. Now, mind you, I don't drink,
Yeah.
but I do indulge, in like wine. But we had a lot of food, a lot of fun, a lot of games. We did karaoke. We just did so much stuff that night.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you about the 10 million streams, because I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that I got back to that, because to me that's amazing in itself. Kudos to you.
Yes. Thank
Like,
you. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
don't know of anybody, and I know a lot of artists, all over the country, but the first time I seen 10 million streams, I was like, major, major. How'd you feel?
Yes.
How'd you feel when you found out you hit that plateau?
Oh my God. So let me just tell you how it went.
Yeah.
So I was laying in bed, and as an independent artist, you have to check your stats. You have to do the legwork. And so I was, Googling my name, like, okay, what's trending about me now? Hopefully it's
Yeah,
something good, you know. And so as I did when I did that, I scrolled down a little bit and then it said, I can imagine trending
mhm.
TikTok on TikTok. And so I clicked the link and then it went to TikTok. It opened up like the browser to TikTok and then or the app and seeing like people creating videos to my song.
Wow.
Yes, like hundreds of people creating videos to my song of their little one. Like, you know, like I mentioned before, look in the mirror, my decision staring back at me.
Yeah.
So it was a trend going on where they would use their kid as their decision, basically looking
Wow.
back at them. And so it became a trend. And then it just spiraled into just this huge thing, you know, where I'm just going through each and every video, tears coming out of my eyes. A girl, you know, talking about how she had, you know, she couldn't, you know, she couldn't carry, and then like she finally did, and then she showed her child. It was just an emotional experience for me. But I was laying in bed one night, seeing it, and I was taken back. I couldn't believe it. I was speechless. I woke Darion up in a panic. I was like, "Hey, like what? Look, people are like, what? People are using my song to create videos and to, you know." And I thought it was a really, really cool moment. And I'm so grateful for that, and for my music to, you know, touch people's lives in that way. Um, tells me that I have some more work to do.
Yeah.
You know, it was confirmation that, you know, this thing called life is what you make it,
Yep.
you know, and it's up to you to create the moment, you
Mhm.
know, instead of waiting for the moment to happen or waiting for somebody to sign you or waiting for, you know, this big record label to come and be like, hey, Kiari, here's $10 million, you know, for like, no, you have to create that.
Yeah.
You create that. Beyonce didn't get created overnight.
Right.
You know, she worked her butt off for where she's at and she's still working,
Mhm.
you know. And so for me, I feel like there's so much more work to do, which I am so glad. We just purchased our third home, and we are, you know, I have my studio up and running.
Okay.
So recording is happening and it's happening a lot.
That's good because I was going to ask you about that because I know this album has been out for a little bit, but I know there has to be something in the works. What can we look forward to? You've been working on some new material that we can
Man,
anticipate coming
listen,
out.
listen. Only thing I got to say is that if you thought I Can Imagine was something, wait till you hear this.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything right now at the moment, but what I will say is that I won't say nothing in the moment. I won't say in the moment. I'm gonna leave it, you know, out there in the universe for now. But it's some great things in store, man. And I wish I could say more about it, but I can't. You know, I can't. But it's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait until people see this next project that I got coming out
Mhm.
and just experience, you know, just a little bit more, like peeling back those layers, man,
Yeah.
you know, of what my life is, and what it was. You know, it wasn't all glitz and glamour and it wasn't all, you know, cookies and cream. It was a lot of struggle, you know, and um I would share this. Losing my granddad a few years back inspired the next project. It inspired this next project, and when I tell you it is really good, it is really good. Like this is, I hate to say it, but it's better than I can imagine. Honestly, um, I have somewhat of a title picked out,
Mhm.
but it's an incredible piece of work.
Well, I'm excited to hear it. because I know if you say it's good, then I'm pretty sure that it's going to be amazing. Because
Yes.
you've done nothing but put out amazing work, man. And
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank you so,
thankful.
so much.
I'm thankful that you give me an opportunity to just chop it up with you and get to learn and be a part of the experience of just being a friend, you know,
Yeah.
and and
Yeah.
and catching catching you when you least expect it. Surprise! Hey, let's talk. Let's talk. You know what I'm saying?
I love
I know
that.
we've
I
been
love
trying
that.
to do this for a while, and you've been
Yes, we have
driving
been.
me
It's
insane.
crazy.
Life is just
Yeah,
crazy
it's
like
been
that.
vice versa. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm
You,
so grateful that you're able to, create this platform for us and, us artists and, let our voices be heard, let our stories be heard. That's why I support you so much.
I appreciate it.
And again, like I thank you for what you do, and all that you do. It's inspiring to me. Again, looking back at our first interview to now, it's just like it's incredible,
Yeah,
and I'm forever grateful for you for giving me an outlet. This is just going to propel me into the next thing, and I promise you, you will be my first interview. Like, I want to set up another interview at when my project. I want you
absolutely.
to
I'm
be
with
my
it.
first
I'm with it.
first interview.
You
you
let me
know
know. Matter of fact,
yeah.
before we do the interview, you gotta send me the project, or at least
Yeah,
send
I'll
me
see you
a
the
couple
project. Okay.
songs.
I,
Send
I
me.
was I okay, I can promise you this. I'm going to sing you the songs. Not only am I going to sing you the songs, but I'm going to sing you the merch
Hey,
with
let's
the
go.
songs.
Let's
I'm
go.
going to I'm going to send you all the bells and whistles that comes along with this project because, like I said, this next project is going to be very special to me. It's going to be my fourth studio project
Nice.
that I'm working on, and again, it's fire. It's going to be fire.
I'm excited. I'm
It's
excited
it's
for it, brother.
me actually. Again, it's me telling my story. It's me, singing. It's me not being perfect. It's me expressing myself and, you know, letting people know where it's at, you
Absolutely.
know, and
Absolutely.
letting my hard work and talent speak for itself.
Well, Kiari, like I always have been fond of you, and every time we talk, I just grow like closer and closer, and I'm so excited for everything that's coming your way. The project, I'm excited for all of the amazing things that are going to happen to you, for you and your family, and I'm
Yes.
just thankful that you allowed me to be a part of your journey. And so I thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for this opportunity.
And
I'm
thank
really excited
you.
for the project.
Yes.
I promise you, I
Yes.
can't wait. I promise you, I'm a rotate. When I say I'm a rotate, I'm gonna have
It's
it on
good.
full rotation. I get
It's
down.
good. Look, you might want to have a couple of Kleenex boxes with you. You want to have your dance shoes right beside the Kleenex box, and you want to have it all right there together, a little package together, just to get ready for it because it's an exciting project. And I let a couple people hear, particular ears hear it, and two thumbs up. It's good. It's good.
Hey, one last thing before we get out of here, and I
Yeah.
know this was
Yes.
not, I never planned this, but if is it possible we could get just a verse and a chorus of I can imagine. Is it possible we can get a little bit?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. Look in the mirror, my decision staring back at me. Seeing my scars on my body, I just can't believe how far I've come, how far I'll go to do what's best for me. I'll do whatever it takes to see it through. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bro, I mean, you know what it is. I mean, you got skills, man. You got skills, man. I can't, I just, awesome, man. Awesome job. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, brother. we're gonna do this again real soon.
Yes,
Just
yes,
you know
yes,
when it's all said and done, no rush. Like I said, I'm gonna be in your ear. Next
yes.
couple months, just seeing how everything is going, and
I will. You will be the first that I was before it goes on Apple, before it goes on Spotify. You'll be the first to have my project.
absolutely. One last
Yeah,
question for those that may
yeah,
not know who Kiari Mhoon is.
yes.
Tell them what they're gonna listen to really quick when they go and look you up. What are they gonna find?
So if you don't know me, Kiari Mhoon, how you spell my name is Kiari, and Moon is spelled Mhoon, because I'm different. And my music is full of love, is full of life, it's inspiring, uplifting. It's a little sprinkle of ratchet in there a little bit, but it's it's something for everybody. Well, it's something for everybody, right? And again, it's just something that you can vibe to. You can put it on, you can vibe, and it's me singing, it's me, telling stories about, just different things. And
Yeah.
so I would say my music is relatable. It's R&B, it's pop, it's me. So if you want to know about me, just listen to my music, and there you have it. So
There it is.
yeah.
And are you guys still doing? Are you guys still doing a YouTube channel?
Yes, so we have something very, very special coming out really, 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 really soon.
Okay.
It's kind of like a add-on to the whole Like It Is Korea,
Yeah.
right? It's going to be wild. It's basically, I'll give you a little bit of this. It's basically us like finding stuff off the street to refurbish and taking it and actually like doing,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be, you'll see our dynamic, you'll see how we work together, you'll see the butt heads a little bit, you'll see
Yeah.
all that. So yeah,
Okay. Well, hey,
yeah,
it's called Like It Is too, right?
yeah, like it is, yeah, like it is on YouTube under my name, Kiari Mhoon.
There it is. Make sure you guys go and follow on
Yes,
YouTube. Go to check out his music on all platforms. Make sure you guys hit up I Can Imagine. That song is fire. He's got lots of songs that are fire, but so just
yeah,
turn it on. I promise you, you just let them ride out. I promise you.
yep.
Everyone.
And thank you so much, David, again, for giving me this opportunity, for creating this platform. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in, Brandon, Diane, Rogers, all you guys.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, hey, I look forward to another interview. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right, for those that are going to be tuning in tomorrow, I'll be here again with actually Brandon Irvin. He tuned in. He's going to be with me tomorrow. We're going to be hanging out for a little bit. He's going to tell me what he's been up to. He was over at TCC doing his thing over there. Now he is a superintendent over at Chief Leschi. So we're going to talk about school. His son is playing professional sports and see how that's going, and just catch up with the brother and see how his life is treating him. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for another episode of Circle Talk. Thank you again.
Yes, Circle Talk.
Love you, brother. Appreciate
Love you too. Thank you so much.
You all for watching. We will see you guys mañana. Peace.
Yeah. Bye.
Hey.
Through thick and thin, the ups and downs, you always been around. Is it gonna end like this? Not sure if this is something I'd get past. Funny how forever doesn't last. You made mistakes, I made some.